1380. Then we will also have on Facebook a posting later on too. So we're trying to keep you in touch on social media.
So senior matchups tonight. Both teams heavily dependent upon seniors. I haven't seen Snohomish yet this year, but I did see Mount Vernon earlier on this year. They have a good nucleus. They have a strong inside presence with 6'6" post Casey Leak. Robert Monroe, as Coach mentioned, has moved into the point guard situation, and I thought he was pretty solid when I saw him earlier that year. Also inside presence with Melvin Walzer, a 6'5" player, and Miles Witt, outside wing, 6'5" player, can bust the three ball, left-handed, kind of deceptive when he drives.
We do believe it's going to be a good one here tonight. Our officials for this game number 2, Donnie Johnson, Brian Kelly, and Philip James or Sames?
I think it's Sames.
Sames, okay.
I take it back, it's James.
It is James. Okay, so Donnie Johnson, Brian Kelly, and Philip James. We've seen Brian along through the years. You know Brian pretty well, don't you, from games?
I do. He used to even come and referee some of my games up at Snohomish.
What's that now?
He used to referee some of my games up at Snohomish. And
you hear the band in the background, too, getting good and loud, pounding on those drums.
Yeah, well, I wrote down the name wrong because somebody up here tore the official paper in half in his excitement during the last game. Who was that?
Well, I have to. Well, you know what I was doing to make sure we posted another announcement. I had to grab a piece of paper there real quick.
Okay, that would be you.
Let's take a look at what we have for the starting lineup for tonight's game for the Mount Vernon High School Bulldogs, and that would be under head coach Vic Wolfus. His assistant coaches are Ray Utsi, Adolfo Hinojosa, Jacob Whitman, and Adam Walker. First of all, starting at guard, a 6'1" senior Robert Monroe. Also starting at wing and post, a 6'5" senior Melvin Walzer. Starting at guard, a 5'10" sophomore Peyton Fry. In the wing, a 6'5" senior Miles Witt. And in the post, a 6'6" senior Casey Leak. That is Monroe, Walzer, Fry, Witt, and Leak for Mount Vernon. Now for Snohomish High School, their head coach is Len Bone. Assistants are Steve Rudiment, Jeff Armstrong, Tori Jelinek, and Mike Coombs. Starting at guard, a 5'9" senior Steele Morgan. Also starting at guard, a 6'2" senior Josh Baird. In the forward position, a 6'2" senior Tanner Arrington. Starting at forward, a 6'6" senior Wyatt Harris. And unique to the lineup would be this junior, not a senior, starting at 6'7" guard, Colin Kane. So you've got Morgan, Baird, Arrington, Harris, and Kane going for the Snohomish Panthers here on Fox Sports 1380. The Mount Vernon Bulldogs are in their green uniforms. It just says Dogs, D-O-G-S, across the front. And the Panthers in the white uniforms with Panthers across the front. So there we go.
I can tell you one thing, although I haven't seen Snohomish this year, I've known Len Bone for years, and I can guarantee you that the Snohomish Panthers are going to be prepared, and they are a very well-coached team.
Now we're checking to see if they're going to actually do an anthem. I guess they will for this game as well. Is the band? All right. There will be no anthem. We didn't think there would be. Everybody was lining up for the anthems, and no, they did it for the girls' game. We're done with that for the night. All due respect to the United States of America.
They did the Pledge of Allegiance also, the anthem
yes,
and
they
the
did.
pledge.
They covered both bases for that, so we're in good shape as we get ready to roll here. It's 8 o'clock, so right on money. Thank you, folks.
Yeah, what's up with that? Starting the game on time.
Yeah, it is 8 o'clock, right on the nose here. We like that. Bulldogs will be going from our right to left, and Snohomish from left to right in the white unis. Lots of seniors out there tonight. Here's the tip, and it is knocked into backcourt. Robert Monroe will control for the Mount Vernon Bulldogs as he comes out of backcourt guarded by Josh Baird. Passes over on the right side. Now Peyton Fry. And now they go with a dish to Melvin Walzer, and he drops it in for two. 2-0. Mount Vernon, 7:43 to go in the first quarter.
Good patience for Walzer. He caught the ball, just waited for a moment till he got the open shot and took it.
Steele Morgan quickly passes through the lane, finds Colin Kane. Kane misses a shot, follows, misses on that one. They had the rebound, or Bulldogs did, then throw it away as Snohomish will get it back. getting control. Baird back up on top now, and it goes to Kane down low. Left side jumper off the glass. Good from 6 feet out.
Third time's a charm for Kane, using his 6'6" frame as junior on the left side. Kissed it off the glass.
2-2 score, 7:06 to go in the first quarter on Fox Sports 1380 with the basketball. Fry goes pull-up jumper left side off the back of the rim. Comes out of there, and the rebound by Kane. Kane with the outlet pass on the left wing to Baird. Baird with the basketball, picked up defensively by Monroe. 6:50 to go in the first quarter. Down low it goes to Kane, and Kane makes the shot. Got to hang on to the basketball, but the lead switches hands. Snohomish up 4-2, 6:40 to go first.
So far, Kane having his way with Walzer down inside.
They try to go inside. It's deflected around, and finally getting control of it back will be Leak. Misses the shot. Snohomish gets the rebound, bursting out of backcourt now. There's a jump shot over on the right wing, and it is good by Arrington off the dish from Baird. Snohomish up 7-2.
Nice job. We saw Baird as a sophomore. Now he's a senior.
That was a big three ball he connected on. Now we got a whistle on the other end of the court. Brian Kelly making the call right there. This one is going to be against number Robert Morgan.
Robert Monroe.
Monroe rather.
OC on the drive down the lane, out of control, went up, jumped in the air, crashed into the defender who had excellent position, offensive foul.
Monroe called for his first team foul. Pull a jumper again by Arrington. Is a three ball, that is good. He's hit 2 of them, and Baird found him again, this time top of the key. It is 10-2, a 8-point lead for Snohomish. In front court, pull-up jumper is going to be soft and in the net by Miles Witt, 10-4.
Yeah, Miles Witt can heat up in a hurry and shoot you back into the game. So good start for the Panthers.
Morgan goes inside to Colin Kane. Kane gets hooked going to the basket. He's going to have 2 shots coming his way.
So far, Melvin Walzer has had a really difficult time trying to keep Kane away from the basket. He's playing the high side that time. Nice drop step down, 45-degree angle. Good foul to stop the shot.
Walzer called for the foul, his second team foul, and the first foul shot is good by Colin Kane. He's got 5 points in the game. 11-4 is the score, trying to make it 6 now as this one is on the way, and it is going to rattle and drop. 6 for him, 6 for Arrington, and Snohomish up once again by 8 points, 12-4, with 5:35 to go in the first quarter on Fox Sports 1380. Bulldogs go inside, and a missed shot this time by Miles Witt. Snohomish gets the board. That's Arrington. Passes over on the right side, finding Morgan. Morgan with the basketball. Now to Kane. Kane's the big one. Goes now to Baird. Baird drives the lane, but is called for a travel.
And that's a good call as he mishandled the ball and had to shuffle his feet. Last offensive possession for Mount Vernon, they had Witt posted up on Kane, and that's not really Witt's strength. And Kane quite a bit taller in there, and he was able to snuff that play out.
12-4 is the score. With the basketball in the green is Mount Vernon. There comes some hook passes. Robert Monroe going into the lane, and he was trying to find Leak over on the right baseline. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Bulldogs. 12-4 Snohomish. They have a chance to pad that lead here with 5:02 to go in the first.
Yeah, that left-handed hook pass didn't find anybody out there, so I don't usually like to jump in the air, throw the hook pass.
Steele Morgan with the basketball. Passes up top to Baird. Now back over to Morgan. Morgan looking around. He finds Arrington. Arrington's hit a couple of threes so far. Looking left side. Baird. Baird pull-up jumper short on that one. Getting the rebound is Kane. And Kane is able. He puts it in off the glass. 14-4. Snohomish up by 10.
And Coach Wolfus choosing to try to let his team play through it, setting up the Monroe offense as Snohomish jumped out to the big lead.
Witt with the ball. Passes left side Monroe. 3 ball off the rim. Batted around. Who's got the potato this time? It's going to be Fry. He finally gets out of trouble. Passes up top to Monroe. 4:13 to go in the quarter. Monroe passes right side, and he's able to find Witt, who misses his shot. Somehow the Bulldogs end up with the basketball. Getting it was Fry inside to Casey Leak, who puts it in for 2 points, and that ends the drought. 14-6, 3:55 to go in the first quarter.
Good hustle play that time by Walzer to save the ball. Kicked it back in. Leak got the layup.
With the basketball, Steele Morgan drives into the lane, and he's going to be fouled, taking it to the rack. I don't know, might have been on the floor before that. It is.
Yeah, it was on the floor as He's sandwiched in there. Arrington sandwiched in aggressively going to the basket.
Frey called for the foul. First foul, third team foul against the Bulldogs. Snohomish throws it away. 14-6. Mount Vernon is on top. Snohomish is on top, excuse me. Monroe with the basketball. They work it around the perimeter. Walzer with the ball. Now he goes to Witt over on the right side. Back up top. 3:28 to go in the quarter. Walzer driving a little bit, working Kane. Jump shot from 15 off the rim, and the rebound grabbed by Arrington. Arrington, good presence down low inside. He's just got a nice, stocky, solid build in there and gets good positioning. Baird with the basketball. He goes to Kane. Kane drives in, and he's got two off the glass. Timeout called for by Mount Vernon. The Bulldogs are down by 10 points, a 30-second timeout. This is Fox Sports 1380. Snohomish leads 16-6 in the Northwest District Boys 4A Tournament loser-out game.
This game is going by faster than the girls' game.
So I want to mention to all of our viewers out there that if you're watching it and you see down in the corner of your screen, you happen to be on YouTube, if you look down in the corner of your screen, you're going to see something that looks like a little gear cog. If you click on that, you can actually turn this to being high definition HD so that it's much clearer. You can watch it full screen.
Close. (16-6) is the score. Snohomish up by 10 points, and you were talking about a defensive switch on Kane during the break as Mount Vernon drives in, and Kane putting pressure on Walzer, comes off the backboard. Snohomish gets the rebound. What a great bit of ball movement right there. Arrington is able to find Baird. Baird puts it in for two, and he is fouled.
Unselfish play as it came down 2-on-1. Froze the defender with a little up fake, put a bounce pass right where he could go to the rack and draw the foul. Baird at the free throw line.
Substitution for Mount Vernon, Chris Bell has entered the game. He is replacing Robert Monroe. Bell is a sophomore, averages 4.8 per game. Monroe averages 5.7. He is a senior. At the foul line is Baird, and he completes the three-point play. Makes it 19-6 Snohomish. 13-point lead, their biggest in the game.
Both teams playing man-to-man defense. Monroe's got to get something going on offense.
Jump shot over on the right side, air ball. That's the miss by Frey, and the rebound by Kane.
And that's a third air ball that Monroe has fired up, so maybe a little bit of that loser out game jitters to start off with in the quarter, and they're digging themselves a hole.
Arrington with the basketball, now to Baird. Baird up between the circles. 15 on the shot clock for boys. It's 35 seconds for girls. It's 30. Canyon with the ball. Passes left side. Morgan. Morgan has the dribble broken up, and it's stolen away by Witt. Witt goes the other direction now to Frey. Frey passes right side. It's going to somebody in the second row of the seats over there. Turnover is whistled against Mount Vernon. They trail 19-6 with 2:07 left to go in the first quarter. Oops. They said a Snohomish player touched it last, so Mount Vernon will have it after all.
Yeah, it was overruled. Set up in a box set from the sideline. It's going to be a set play here.
Overruled. With the basketball is Witt. A grabbing foul is going to be called against Snohomish.
Yeah, well, you can call that a grab. You can call that a thump, too, as White Harris had a good
Grab and
hold on
thump.
Leak underneath. I guess they don't call it a thump when the referees report it, so they're going to call that a hold on Wyatt Harris underneath.
Wyatt Harris with the foul. That is his first team foul on the floor, so the inbound. With the basketball is Miles Witt. Misses a long shot just off the rim. That a pretty good chance to go in. Snohomish gets the rebound. They go the other direction, and missing his shot will be Baird, tapping it off the backboard. And not getting called for goaltending is Wyatt Harris, but there's a foul as the play wraps up there.
Snohomish definitely playing at a much quicker pace right now than the Mount Vernon Bulldogs, as the transition defense, easy for you to say, has not been there so far for the Bulldogs.
At the foul line, making the foul shot is Arrington. He's got 7 points. The foul that time was against Walzer. That is his second and the fifth team foul. Snohomish with just one team foul, and Arrington has the second shot coming up. That shot is good. Snohomish so far is 5 for 5 from the foul line. He's got 8 points.
You like my sound effects so far?
Yeah, sure. No extra charge either. 21-6 is the score. 1:39 left in the first quarter. 21-6. Snohomish getting off to a good start here tonight.
And with Walzer already in foul trouble, they've had to go deep into their bench already, meaning the Bulldogs.
Leak with the basketball. Misses off the right side. That one just went off the rim. Getting the rebound will be Morgan. He goes the other direction. Arrington! And Arrington with a reverse. Taking it from the middle, goes to the right, pops it home for two, and it's a 17-point Snohomish lead at 23-6. Oh my!
And Morgan having a really outstanding floor game so far for the Panthers.
Pull-up jumper is going to be coming off of there by Witt, and Mount Vernon just can't buy a basket. Getting the rebound is Kane. Kane goes over on the left side with a pass to Morgan. Now, Kane is just a junior, so he will be back next season. How about that? Arrington now passes left wing, and it's going to be Morgan missing a three ball, no good. But getting the rebound is Wyatt Harris. He finds Arrington, who hits a three ball. Arrington has done it again. A 20-point Snohomish lead with 31 seconds left in the first quarter. 26-6. Arrington's hit three of them here in the quarter. Soft touch jumper connects for Witt. 26-8. He was just in front of the basket off to the left side.
And Snohomish has a chance to take the last shot of the quarter, and with the big lead, that would certainly serve them well. Double high screen.
Great quarter for Snohomish. With the ball was Baird off a pass from Morgan. He misses a runner going into the lane. Rebound grab by the Bulldogs, Tristan Bach. He will find Fry, and Fry misses the shot. It's going to be an off the rim at the end of the first quarter. Snohomish with a commanding 26-8 lead. 18-point lead right now. We'll be back with more right here on Fox Sports 1380.
We'd like to thank all of our sponsors, including a new one this week.
I could not hear you
Eye
at
Care
all.
Snohomish. Eye Care Center of Snohomish is right there on Avenue D.
I can't hear you. Monroe is beat, guys. 26-8 is our score at the end of the first quarter. Snohomish up by 18 points. Their biggest was 20. And we look at some numbers right here. Snohomish is 9 for 16 from the field. That's 56%. And Monroe is 4 for 15. Make that Mount Vernon is 4 for 15. And they are sitting at 27%.
And Snohomish doing a good job on the boards, making sure that Mount Vernon one and done with their shots. And Snohomish has the ball out of bounds to start the second quarter.
Snohomish with the basketball. Steele Morgan with it. Now passes up top to Baird. Baird over on the right side to Arrington. Arrington up top to Morgan. Right side Arrington. Jump shot comes off the rim. No good. Rebound pulled down by Mount Vernon. Getting the board right there is Witt as he'll come into the front court. And bumping into him from the back is Wyatt Harris, whose timing was not immaculate that time. It was turning out not so good. Harris will be called for the foul. That'll be his second team foul. So he has them both, and Mount Vernon will inbound.
A little bit of Cam Chancellor action there.
Yes,
as
it was.
shown some physicality. Wyatt Harris, he goes to the bench. Mount Vernon making a defensive switch now, going to zone. Both teams open the first quarter man-to-man, but that didn't serve Mount Vernon well, so they played the zone that time and played a little bit better defense.
Driving into the lane is Monroe, misses the shot, and they will get the rebound, though. That's Chris Bell. He dishes off to Monroe, lays it in this time. Monroe with his first 2 points of the game, and Lindbone wants to call a timeout. They lead 26-10, but wants to talk some things over there. We'll take a timeout, too, as Snohomish up by 16 points. Fox Sports 1380.
And that's a really good timeout because one of the things that happens.
Maybe keep it here since you're two bagging it. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, you look at it and you're going, well, we're up 26-8, and the kids look at the scoreboard and they're going, well, 26-8, we got it.
Right.
And they don't have it, and Coach Bone wants to remind them, hey, let's stay with our game plan here. Let's not be making mistakes. Everybody's rushing down the floor to see who's going to get the layup before they secure the ball.
(26-10). Mike and I talking during the break there, and you're saying too that you don't want to think you have the game because there's still a long ways to go. When they were up 26-6 or 26-8, you still got to keep working for another almost 3 full quarters.
And not only that, you want to make sure that you're securing the rebound as they did in the first quarter before they head down the court and transition.
Arrington missed a shot. Rebound grabbed by new player in the game, Ty Carlson, and then kicks it out to Morgan. Morgan misses a long one. Out of bounds it goes, and it will be Bulldogs basketball. 7:05 left second quarter. 26-10 is the score. I want to let you know that Prep Sports Weekly coming up on Monday. There will be a great interview with Mike Colbreeze, the executive director of the WIAA, the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association, the governing body of high school sports in the state. 5 o'clock on Monday with Tom Lafferty and two writers from the Everett Herald. You will want to check it out on Fox Sports 1380. Fox Sports is your home for great high school and all kinds of other sports. Ball's thrown away, and now with the basketball will be Snohomish. They work it around. Josh Baird, jump shot off the left side, no. A three-ball misses. Getting the rebound is Walzer, and he'll kick a pass out over on the right side to Monroe. Monroe with the basketball into front court. Goes through with a dribble. He finds Walzer. Walzer now will go to Witt. Witt hits a three-ball.
And I told you that Witt can light it up. And one of the things Snohomish is doing now is settling for the outside shot. They got off to a really good start by passing the ball into Colin Kane, who had several early baskets, and he has not touched the ball for about 4 minutes on the offensive end.
26-13 to score. Kane now gets a shot. Misses on that off the front of the rim. Rebound pulled down and go the other direction with the basketball as Chris Bell takes it to the basket, and we got a push off down low. Looks like Steele Morgan, the way he came flying out of there with those fluorescent orange shoes, is going to be the culprit. It will be on Steele. The man of Steele called for his first and the third team foul. I tell you, that is robust by his parents calling him Steele, naming him Steele. I like that.
And,
Steele Morgan.
And he is not very happy with the shot. And as I mentioned, down at the other end, Colin Kane not touching the ball very much since about the first half of the first quarter, and he touched at that time, but he takes a 16 or 17 footer when his earlier shots were from all inside. Coach Bone reminding him, hey, you need to get in there closer to the basket. The lead has now been cut in half, 26-13.
First foul shot was a miss by Bell. He tanks the second one. 26-13. Getting the board was Ty Carlson. Now in front court, the Panthers have Morgan working over the left side to Baird. Baird to Morgan. These guys have played together for a long time. Back over left, Morgan. Morgan misses a three ball, and getting the rebound is Leak. Leak into front court. And in a give and go, it was going to Leak. He didn't get to it. Snohomish with the pick that time. Great defense there by Ivlia. He gets the shot. Three-point jumper. Oh, rims out of there. Carlson had his hand on it. Tipped it away. It is Monroe now with the basketball in the front court. Skips past his man, Morgan, and lays it in. That was no doubt about that kind of move for Monroe. It's 26-15. Keep in mind, this game was a 20-point lead for Snohomish at 26-6, but Mount Vernon is coming back. Ty Carlson to Morgan. Now with the basketball, Avlia. He goes to Baird.
Snohomish past 3 minutes and has not scored, and there's going to be a potential turnover. No, Snohomish keeps it as there's a drive in. Snohomish again, every possession settling for the outside shot right now. That defensive switch to the zone is giving the Panthers fits.
Yeah, they couldn't get it off the Mount Vernon players. Didn't work off Leak. Substitutions, one of the players in is Jacob Hamlin, and also Zach Carlson is in. Carlson is a junior, and Jake is a senior. 26-15 the score. Avlia with the basketball. 3 on the shot clock. Now over on the left side they go, and they're going to run that one out. Trying to dive into a shot was Hamlin, but they took too much time, and they went through the full 35, turning the basketball over to Mount Vernon with 4:40 left to go second quarter. And the Bulldogs now down by 9 points. They've about cut that 20-point deficit right down the middle.
And Robert Monroe is out of the game. What I used to like to do sometimes is when the backup point guard is in to change defenses if you're struggling a little bit. The Panthers, however, staying with their man-to-man.
Driving to the basket and getting fouled is going to be Walzer. He is going to be picked up on the foul that time by Hamlin, who will be called for his first and the fourth team foul. Mount Vernon has 5 team fouls. Going to the line is Walzer. He has not gone to the line as of yet. Has 2 points in the game overall.
And with that 2 points at the end of the first quarter that was scored, that's now a 9-0 run for the Mount Vernon Bulldogs, and the Panthers have yet to score in the second quarter. So 26 in the first quarter, scoreless so far, almost halfway through, Mark.
Tanner Arrington will come back into the lineup for Snohomish. That could give him some good boost right there. Walzer misses both foul shots. Snohomish with the basketball. Coming out of backcourt is Hamlin. Passes over on the left side. Now Hamlin gets it back. Ivlia. And they work it in and around looking for Arrington. He can't hang on to it. It's knocked away. Chris Bell gets control of it, drives in, pulls up inside the foul line. Misses the shot, but he is fouled.
Chris Bell very aggressively drives into the key, doesn't hesitate, elevates up, goes for the jump shot. Snohomish defender goes for the block that Andrew Avila, and Bell's at the line.
Avila with his first foul, and that is the 15th foul.
Now there's a lid on the basket for Mount Vernon as they've come up empty. As they've come up empty for their free throws. So they've missed, what, 4 in a row here now?
And Bell is 0 for 3 from the line. Can't hit the broadside of a barn until he finally does right there. 26-16, so they have cut that deficit in half. It's down to 10 points. Suddenly looks like a different game out there right now. Hamlin with the basketball. Passes over on the right side. Zach Carlson. They work it to Arrington. Arrington playing with 13 points. He had a big first quarter. They need his offense out there. Avalia now finally ending up back up with it is Carlson with a good-looking pass to Hamlin. Lays it in off the glass, and that is the first 2 points for Snohomish. He went on the right side that time, Mike, and got it in.
And Carlson with the post up on the mid-key and finally hits the cutter inside, and they finally score.
Getting the ball is Leak.
That
and
foul
Leak is going to get grabbed.
Yeah. Leak with a height advantage now as Snohomish going with a much smaller lineup. Ty Carlson shaking his head, not happy with the call.
His first 16 foul. One more and you're in the bonus. Bulldogs to inbound, right baseline. Here they go, and it's deflected into the hands of Walzer. He puts it up top to Leak. Leak misses on an air ball. Going for the rebound. It goes out of bounds, last touch by the Bulldogs, and it will be Snohomish basketball. Checking back in after a breather is Colin Kane, who has 10 points all in the first quarter, averages 13.8 points per game.
And all of those were in the first half of the first quarter.
Yeah.
As Snohomish worked the ball inside, but as I mentioned, he hasn't had many touches since then.
Zach Carlson to Hamlin. Over on the left side now, Zach again. Popping out is Arrington as they kind of go in a box. Down low, inside, it goes to Kane with the basket off a dish from Zach Carlson, and he's got 2 points. It's back to a 14-point Snohomish lead at 30-16 with 2:50 to go in the second quarter.
And that's
Leak goes inside, it's batted down, but it ends up in the hands of Walzer.
I was going to say that's what the doctor ordered for the Snohomish Panthers.
Going into the lane is Monroe. He gets hooked.
Yeah,
the foul's going to come up against Snohomish. This one should be on Zach Carlson, his first 7th team, which would make it 1-1.
And Monroe also a left-handed player along with Witt for Mount Vernon, and that's a little more deceptive. He's kind of herky-jerky, does a good job of getting into the line. Previous play, though, down there, Zach Carlson had a nice entry pass into the post player.
Monroe misses the foul shot. He won't get a second one, but getting the rebound is Walzer, and he follows with a 2-point jumper from the left side about 10 feet out. It is 30-18. Snohomish now into front court. Avila. Ooh, goes to Arrington, and Arrington rises for a shot. It is swatted out of bounds by Walzer. Great block for him right there. 2:27 left to go second quarter. And Snohomish up by 12 points with the basketball, 26 on the shot clock.
And that does excite people, but the ball went out of bounds, and it still stays with Snohomish. So ideally, you block the shot, but you keep the ball on the court, and your team gets it.
Hamlin with the ball. Double team now. Cross-court pass to Arrington. Arrington saves it from going out of bounds. Carlson gets it back. They go up top. Hamlin, 3-point jumper, short off the front of the rim. Chasing down the rebound is Frey, and it's not going to be controlled by him. It'll be Carlson. Zach Carlson gets the basketball. Now goes with it, and it's going to be stolen away from him by Frey. Frey goes the other direction, drives, puts the shot up, no good, but is fouled. 2 shots coming up.
And that was a nice job by Frey to stay with it. He came out of the fray with the ball as there was a wild scramble over there at half court by the cheerleaders, and Snohomish didn't have good court spacing and ended up kind of getting out of sorts there, and Frey comes up with a nice pick.
But the foul that time indicated against Zach Carlson, his second, 8th team foul. First foul shot is good by Frey.
Snohomish with just 4 points here in the quarter. 26 in the first quarter and just 4, so it's like 2 different basketball games we're watching here.
It most certainly is. Mount Vernon only scored 8 points in the first quarter. Next shot is good. He hits them both, does Frey. And it is 30-20, 1:48 to go, second quarter. At halftime, we'll look at the statistics from this one, talk it over, get you ready for the second half. The basketball, excuse me, is Kane. That's what I get.
Yeah, well, there we go. Snohomish,
knocked out of bounds.
Excellent execution. I would have rather seen Kane down low, though. Kane at the high post making the pass down low. Arrington mishandling the ball and then tried to save it, threw it away. So there's a turnover. Good idea, but Snohomish unable to capitalize.
With the ball now, Monroe into front court. Passes on the right side. Getting the ball is Walzer. Pull-up jumper comes off the rim, no good. Ibelia gets the rebound. Here comes Snohomish the other direction. It is Baird. Baird has it stripped away from him. It goes to Bell. Bell drives the other way. He can't get it. Knocked out, poked out by Frey. And Snohomish gets some hands in there. It's just wild. Finally, Monroe will get the basketball, and then it's stripped away. Having it briefly was Frey, and it is going to be Kane who ends up with the ball. They go the other direction to Ibelia, who they throw it away.
And it continues back and forth. And
now we're traveling against Mount Vernon.
Yeah, Snohomish would have came up with another steal there, except for Bell. Got a little bit of happy feet, took a couple of quick steps before he threw it away. That was a wild and chaotic sequence of events, but no harm. Nobody gains the advantage on that situation. Snohomish is going to have the ball out of bounds at half court.
30-20 is the score. 50 seconds left, second quarter. Snohomish up by 10 points. Their biggest lead has been 20 at 26-6. With the ball in front court, Baird passes left side, Morgan. Morgan now to Baird. Baird is finding Ibelia. To Morgan, 19 on the shot clock. They've got lots of time. 32 on the quarter clock or the half clock. 14 on the clock. 12. Now Baird drives in off a pass, puts it in for 2. Shot clock is dead, 32-20.
That was a good find as Snohomish ran an overload and found Baird in the center of the key wide open.
Bell with the basketball. Pull-up jumper, rattles out of there. Had a nice intention, didn't work out. Baird with the rebound. 7 seconds left and a grab before Baird could get out of backcourt. That's going to be on Walzer.
Well, it was a nice intention perhaps, but left a lot of time on the clock. Took that shot, did Mr. Bell with 11 seconds left, and right now there's 7.9, and that means Snohomish is going to get the opportunity for the last shot. Good intensity by Mount Vernon, though, on the defensive end to make at least some semblance of a game, but they have expended a ton of energy, Mark.
Tristan Bach into the game. 2 seconds left. Over on the left side, firing a 3-ball is Baird. He misses on that. Snohomish only scoring 6 points in the second quarter after getting 26 in the first quarter. See how it can change back and forth, folks? You know that. You're basketball fans. It does go back and forth. 32-20. Snohomish still with a 12-point lead, but a little more interesting than at the end of the first quarter when they had an 18-point lead. So halftime coming up. We'll take a break. Come back, discuss this one. We'll look over the statistics. Be back with more right here. Northwest District 4A Tournament loser-out game. Winner moves on to play Thursday night right here. We are at Fox Sports 1380. Okay, let me add these up. See, Arrington didn't get anything in that.
Kane only got 2.
Kane only got 2, yeah.
Hey, let's not go back to the players that are hot anymore. Let's try something else.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't quite get what,
Well, that zone disrupted them.
What's that?
The zone disrupted them.
Yes. Again, hello to our listeners on STSPN.com on the World Wide Web. Everybody checking us out. We appreciate that. Mark Ockett and Mike Buchholz. All right. And everything, you would tell us otherwise, but want to make sure everything's okay level-wise and all that kind of stuff. Our score at halftime, 32-20. Boys basketball loser-out game. Winner moves on to play Thursday. Snohomish is leading against Mount Vernon. I'm Mark Ocker with Mike Buckholz. Brandon Hamilton, our in-studio producer. Also, we have Buddy Patrick on stats, as well as Jake Elvig. Full crew here tonight helping you out. And Mike, first half, Snohomish up by 12, but they were up by 20 and kind of laid back a little bit.
They were, and they came out and scored 26 points, and we're listening to Fire, which was written by Jimi Hendrix, and Snohomish was on fire in the first quarter. One thing Snohomish has done well is they have continued to look for each other. They have 12 assists so far. They did have assists on all 3 baskets in the second quarter, but they spent a lot of time shooting and missing from the outside. So the zone, the 1-2-2 zone gave him fits. One of the things we saw in the game the other night where Stanwood was playing Mount Lake Terrace is when Stanwood went to their trap, you go into halftime and you talk about trying to defeat the trap, and then when they came back out, Mount Lake Terrace working on the trap came out and Stanwood changed defenses, and so they played a couple of sequences of man-to-man, and then the kids tend to forget about what it was you talked about at halftime. Then you go back to the trap. It's going to be interesting to see if Mount Vernon tries that tactic here. But nevertheless, that 1-2-2 half-court trap gave Snohomish fits, and they had a tough time trying to solve that. You got to get somebody at the high post who's open and can do something with the ball there.
Sounds good. We're going to come back with a look at statistics from the first half here on Fox Sports 1380. Mark Ock and Mike Buckholz will be back with you, and Snohomish leading 32-20. A loser-out game. Winner moves on to Thursday. This is the Northwest District 4A tournament. Great to have you with us.
Did any of that gibberish that I just said make sense?
I think
to you?
so, yeah. I try to listen as much as I can, but I'll be thinking about, okay, what's coming up next, but yes.
Okay.
No, I appreciate it. Now,
I'm trying to explain it so a cougar can understand.
yeah, yeah, totally, totally understandable. I'm just looking to see where my.
He's not listening
I
to
think
me.
I'm getting immune to it at this point.
He's not listening to me.
What,
I'm trying to figure out if he's even listening to me.
No, I basically picked up what you were saying, but I'm looking for something too. What did I do with it?
There's stuff back here. Did you drop something here?
Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Okay.
So you need me after all.
Yes, Mike, I need you.
Thanks, Mark. I went for pizza at the stand there, out of pizza.
Oh, wow. I wonder if he sent out looking to see. Thought he sent out what's coming up for sports, but I don't see it. Welcome back. You are listening to Fox Sports 1380's coverage. A loser-out game tonight between the Snohomish Panthers and the Mount Vernon Bulldogs at Snohomish. Now, the other game going on tonight as well is Edmonds Woodway against Cascade. That's taking place, and actually looking at the clock, we're pretty deep into that game. Started at 7 o'clock, and then also you have if the winner of that game plays the winner of this game, so the winners of each of these two games will play on Thursday night, and then the winner of that game will play on Saturday. That will be against Kinko number 3. So you still got to keep winning. You got to win 3 games from this point forward to be able to do that. So there's plenty on the line right there. Let's take a look at the numbers from the first half. The score at the half is Snohomish 32, Mount Vernon 20. And Miles Witt leads the Bulldogs with 7 points. 2 points for Casey Leak. That's well off his average of 15.9. Chris Bell with 1. Peyton Frey with 2. 4 points for Melvin Walzer. Robert Monroe has 4 points. On the other side of the ledger, Tanner Arrington with 13 points. Colin Kane with 12. Josh Baird with 5. And Jacob Hamlin with 2 points. Mike, you've got more for us.
Overall shooting, field goals, Mount Vernon just 8 of 24 for 33%. One of the things you mentioned there, Casey Leak being held down, so Snohomish doing a good job, especially on the interior. Mount Vernon 1 of 5 from the three-point line and just 3 of 9 from the free throws. If they make a few more of those, then obviously they're going to be a little bit closer. Snohomish 11 of 29 for 38%, 3 of 13 from the three-point line, and 5 of 5, 100% from the free throw line. As we look at some of the other statistics, 11 total rebounds for the Mount Vernon Bulldogs and 18 rebounds for the Snohomish Panthers. Leading rebounder for the Mount Vernon Bulldogs is Peyton Frey, I should say. 3 rebounds, also has a couple of assists, a couple steals. He's put together a pretty solid first half, but poor shooting has bothered the Bulldogs. For the Panthers, Colin Kane, 7 total rebounds. A most telling statistic, 12 total assists, as Snohomish being relatively unselfish, passing the ball very, very well, but especially against the man-to-man defense of Mount Vernon. Once Mount Vernon switched to that zone, that created some problems for the Panthers. So I like to watch that little chess match and see how the adjustments go for both teams.
In our first game of the doubleheader, it was also a loser-out game. Edmonds Woodway advances on to play on Thursday night. They beat Snohomish 53-40 in the girls' game. So congratulations to Edmonds Woodway. And also the Panthers wrapping it up for the season, but they had themselves another strong year. They will be back strong next year, that's for sure, with some of those young players like Madison Pollock and Madeline Smith out there. Now, we are going to be broadcasting again on Friday night, and that will be at Jackson High School as we have that loser-out game for 3A boys between the winner of tonight's Marysville-Pilchuck-Ferndale game.
Actually, STSBN will be at Glacier Peak doing both the 4A boys and 4A girls Friday night.
8 o'clock game will be the district championship between Shorecrest and Stanwood. So we get an opportunity to be at Jackson High School for doubleheaders 2 Fridays in a row. Thanks to Tom for letting us be involved with that. And we are having ourselves a great run here. We had 3 games last week. We'll have 4 this week. And then there will also be Tom and Bill on Saturday night as well. That is to be determined. We're ready for the second half. Thanks for being with us on Fox Sports 1380. Let me just quickly run them down. Broadcast brought to you by Frontier Communications, Skagit State Bank, Trinity Lutheran College, IRG Physical and Hand Therapy, Screen Printing Northwest, Cascade Valley Hospital, Columbia Funding Mortgage, Glass by Lund, Black Lion Heating and Air Conditioning, Everett Community College, Lake Stevens Ace Hardware Store, Roy Robinson Chevrolet and RV Center in Marysville, and WescoAthletics.com. Mount Vernon starts things off, and there is a pick right from the get-go by Steele, the man of Steele Morgan, who takes it to the basket, his first 2 points of the game.
Did quick hands. He stuck him in there on Fry and got the pick and the layup.
Bulldogs with the basketball, 7:30 to go in the third quarter, down by 14. Driving to the basket and dropping it home for 2 points is Walzer. It's 34-22.
Walzer with a nice drive, curled around the lane there, put it in with the right hand.
Baird. Now they go to Wyatt Harris. It is Morgan. Morgan shut off. Lots of green jerseys out there. Arrington out there as well. So is Wyatt Harris and Colin Kane. And then you have Tanner Arrington as the starting 5 for the Panthers. 3-point jumper! Josh Baird. Downtown, and a timeout called by Vic Wolfus of Mount Vernon with 6:56 to go in the third quarter, and Snohomish has got it back up to a 15-point lead at 37-22. More on the way from Fox Sports 1380 in the Northwest District 4A Tournament loser-out game.
Earlier in the season, Mount Vernon trailed by 19 at half, came back just to lose by 2.
Oh, in this game, yeah. No, I appreciate that. Why don't you go? Yes. So Edwood, 55. Okay, thank you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 37-22 is the score. And Mount Vernon actually trailed in the game by 19 points at the half in the first game against Snohomish, or the last game against them, and came back to lose by just 2 points. So they have come back against the Panthers, and that was here, by the way, in late January on the 24th. So things can happen as they go to put up a shot. Actually, it's going to be a foul.
It's a foul on Josh Baird.
Yeah,
there was a set play, and Josh Baird had a screen set on him, and he decided to run through the screen. The official alertly called that foul with the push. Coach Wolfus obviously saw something as Mount Vernon came out in a 3-2 zone, and he saw something, immediately called a timeout.
Driving to the basket and getting fouled is Walzer.
That's going to be on Baird again, as he picked up 2 fouls in a nanosecond there.
In a nanosecond. So Baird called for that one, his second. 2 team fouls. Walzer goes to the line, misses the first one. Mike, he is 0 for 3 from the line.
And Mount Vernon just shooting very, very terrible from the foul line. I got that nanosecond for Bill Nye, the science guy. I don't even know what it means. So,
does he? Oh, of course. He's Bill Nye, the science guy. Second one is a miss, so he tanks on both of them and is 0 for 4 from the line. Not good right there. Baird with the basketball. Now they'll go over on the right side to Steele Morgan, and now Baird gets it back. 6:18 to go, third quarter. Arrington with the ball to Baird. Back to Arrington. Hot potato. Can't quite hang on to it. Finally gets it to Kane just above the foul line. Misses a shot. Wyatt Harris right in front of the basket. Gets the rebound and drops it in for 2. 39-22. A 17-point lead.
Yeah, Harris down on the low block, calling for the ball, and they couldn't get it to him. It looked like he was open and could have had it several times, but he fought and got the rebound.
Good defense by Kane on Leake, and Leake forced to throw it away. Arrington with the pick. Now in the front court, Kane. Kane goes over on the left side. He finds Baird. It's deflected away, and finally chasing after it will be Morgan in back court. Gets past his man into front court. 4-on-5. Dumps a pass down left side, Kane. And it's good! 2 points off the left side. Back to a 19-point lead. Snohomish 41, Mount Vernon 22.
And I like the decision that time by Morgan.
3-point jumper, beautiful, by Miles Witt. He's hit his second of the game. 41-25, got that one on the right side. Pass to Baird. He wasn't quite ready for it. Now corrects and makes a catch to Morgan. Over to Baird. Jump shot, 3-ball. 3 big ones. He's hit 2 in the quarter. Baird now has 11 points, averages 10.2. Back to a Snohomish 19-point lead with 4:52 to go in the third quarter.
And it seems like every time Mount Vernon gets something going, then Snohomish returns the favor.
Monroe drops one off the glass left side from about 6 feet out. 44-27 as Snohomish will bring the ball out of backcourt. Steele Morgan with the basketball to Baird. Baird between the circles. He dishes off to Arrington. Arrington to Kane. Now Kane gets it off a pass from Wyatt Harris, and Kane drops it in. He's got 4 in the quarter, Mike, 16 in the game.
And Mount Vernon does not have an answer for him when he gets the ball down on the block, so that's a good offensive execution by Snohomish going to their strength.
Edmonds Woodway has defeated Cascade 55-43. Therefore, Edmonds Woodway will play the winner of this game. That's coming up on Thursday night at Mount Lake Terrace High School starting at 8 o'clock. It will be Edmonds Woodway, the Warriors. So both the boys and the girls won tonight. Girls won 53-40 over Snohomish. The score is kind of close as far as the 2 games are concerned and what the Edmonds Woodway Warriors did. 46-27, 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. They get their biggest lead of the game if they make one right here. With the ball is Morgan. Goes to Kane. Kane throws one a little hard off the glass right side. But there is Harris to pop it home for 2. And it is the biggest lead of the game for the Panthers. 21 points, 48-27. They have kicked it into gear.
And Harris picking up the garbage. You like to have somebody who gets those kinds of plays. Mount Vernon just throwing the ball all over the place. As another turnover with
that practically ended up in Mount Vernon. It was Tristan Bach throwing it out.
Yeah, trying for the lob pass into Walzer. Walzer not even open to receive the pass.
48-27, the other direction now. Jacob Hamlin, soft touch, jumper from the left side, and Vic Wolfus says, I got to talk to these guys. This has gotten out of hand. 23-point lead for Snohomish, their biggest in the game. 3:22 left to go here in the third quarter. I think he called a full right there, so we will take a timeout as well. Northwest District 4A tournament, and the winner will play Edmonds Woodway on Thursday night. This is Fox Sports 1380.
(18-7) Mount Vernon this quarter.
Wow. You mean Snohomish, right?
Snohomish, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, they got 5 guys in the scoring, too. All right, let's 67-38. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have a 3A boys score, and that is Mount Lake Terrace 67 and Everett 38. So Mount Lake Terrace will play the winner of Ferndale Marysville Pilchuck. That's also close to wrapping up right now. Thank you very much, Brandon Hamilton, and our WescoAthletics.com scoreboard. On the other score we have in boys 4A, Edmonds Woodway 55 and Cascade 43. Mount Vernon with the basketball.
I thought Mount Vernon might go back to that half-court trap, and they have not done that yet. And right now it's an 18-7 run for Snohomish.
Big run for the Panthers, coming out the gate strong from the. This is like the first quarter, actually. A foul. Snohomish is going to whistle as Frey goes in to the fray. Foul is on Kane, his second.
And he does. Frey, standing all of 5'10" and probably weighing about $135. He went in amongst the 6'7" and the 6'6" post players, Harris and Kane. He got himself sandwiched, but he drew himself a foul and follows up with a miss.
Another final score, Archbishop Murphy 79 and Cedar Crest 63 as the Wildcats pick up the victory. So he makes one of the shots. 50-28, a 22-point Snohomish lead. Just under their 23 they had there, so in a good position right now. Can't get slack, though. Colin Kane gets the ball. Turnaround move off the inside of the rim, and the rebound by Frey. Frey out of backcourt coming forward against Morgan. Now Frey with the basketball. Turnaround move, goes into the lane, and puts it up. Swatted out of there by Harris. Getting it is Baird. He goes to Hamlin. Hamlin misses off the left side. And the rebound grab by Walzer. Into front court they go. Ending up with the ball briefly is Bach, and now finally he pushes a pass out. That's going to be Walzer missing, and Harris will get the board. And a fresh 35 on the clock for Snohomish. Might as well think about taking a little time off as they move down with a 22-point lead.
Yeah, wild exchange there, and one thing I like about the block shot is that it wasn't blocked out of bounds. They kept it in play to trigger a fast break. Snohomish did not finish on it, and here's another turnover by Snohomish. Ball goes to Mount Vernon.
They were trying to go inside to Kane. It didn't work out. 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Pull-up shot, no good by Monroe, and Snohomish gets the board. This time it is Kane, and he will softly hand off to Morgan.
And again, taking time off the clock. Mount Vernon staying with that man-to-man defense.
Left side jumper, Baird, 3-ball off the front of the rim. Fighting for the board is Kane. He gets it, steps into a shot, right-handed jumper off the rim, no good. And Harris gets the rebound, goes to the floor, releasing the shot. He is fouled, does not make the basket, but he's going to have 2 shots.
And Wyatt Harris, 6'6" senior, has done a really good job here in the third quarter of cleaning up on some misses. He's got a couple of putbacks in the quarter. And obviously Kane feeling pretty good, going aggressively to the basket, and he missed, and counts on his teammate Wyatt Harris to clean it up, and he makes a free throw.
Harris connects on the first one. 5 points in the game, his first trip to the line. And the foul that time was whistled against Witt, which would be his first, and team foul number 1. Snohomish has 3 team fouls. Next one on the way by Harris is good. So they've got their biggest lead of the game at 24 points. Perfect time to have it. 52-28, 1:30 to go. Third quarter on Fox Sports 1380. With the basketball is Bach. Bach misses as it comes loose, and now it's knocked out of bounds. Panthers ball.
Well, you're starting to see a little bit of the Peyton Manning body language coming from the Mount Vernon Bulldogs here as the lead's getting a little bit better. But now with the substitution of Chris Bell, who did a really nice job out on the point of that half-court trap. He's back in the game, but they're staying man-to-man.
The basketball up top is Arrington. Arrington over on the right side now. Now they work it. It is Ty Carlson gets the ball off the. Oh, I thought he was going to use the glass, but he put it right in. 5 feet out on the right side. 54-28. 26-point Snohomish lead.
And he caught Casey Leak standing flat-footed. Nice
He
post
did.
up that time by Carlson.
Less than a minute to go in the third quarter. Snohomish by 26. Their biggest lead of the game. Robert Monroe. He'll go to Leak. Leak only has 2 points. Loses the basketball out of bounds. Snohomish ball, and all of the wheels and the baggage area and the sleeper compartments have come completely off the train for the Mount Vernon Bulldogs.
Yeah, you call that a yard sale.
Yes, it is. Snohomish with a 26-point lead. 38 seconds left to go in the quarter. The season series even at a game apiece. Snohomish trying to win the big rubber game. Panthers going inside, and it's going to be last touched by a Panther as Bulldogs kept it alive. They'll have it back, Mike. Shot clock dead. 28 seconds left in the third quarter.
Nice hustle play by Tristan Brock, not giving up on it. Got his hand in the passing lanes. Ball went out of bounds, saved it off. A Snohomish Panther. Casey Leak having some frustration here, trying to do a little bit too much now as he's not scoreless, but he's having a tough time at the offensive end.
Witt with the basketball. Drives in, jump shot. He is fouled going to the basket. 2 shots for him. It'll be a long, tough fourth quarter if Mount Vernon can't try to make some kind of progress, and that is going to be on Hamlin. His second, 4th team. And going to the foul line will be Miles Witt.
And Len Bone going to his bench here, resting his starters a little bit. And that's when Mount Vernon made the switch last time, and finally a free throw is made by Mount Vernon. They made the defensive switch last time and made some progress against the substitutions of the Snohomish Panthers, but so far Panthers having their way the third quarter.
Both of them made by Witt, and it is a 12-point game for him, 54-30. Snohomish going to work for one shot here. Coming into front court is Morgan. Morgan over on the right side drives against Leak. Pushes a pass out. It's intercepted. Grabbed that time by Witt. Fires a long one and out of back court is a miss. But we are through 3 quarters of play. Snohomish outscoring Mount Vernon in that quarter by a tally of 22-10. Heading now to the fourth quarter. And our score, Snohomish 54, Mount Vernon 30. This is the Northwest District 4A tournament. Loser out game. Winner plays Edmonds Woodway on Thursday. More on the way on Fox Sports 1380. And again, I feel like we're right in total sync, which is great.
Mount Vernon's going to have to do something to try to pick up the tempo of the game. They're going to have to try to play a little more chaotic. I mean, I would definitely go back to that trap and work really, really hard. They're going to have to try to get the lead down to 10 by about the 4-minute mark in order to feel like they have a chance. And in order to do that, they're going to have to expend.
Welcome back. 54-30 is the score. Mark Ockett, Mike Buckholz on Fox Sports 1380. 24-point lead for the Snohomish Panthers. If they can hang on, and they would appear to be in a pretty good shape to do that starting the quarter, but still 8 minutes to go. They would move on to play the Edmonds Woodway Warriors coming up on Thursday night. That would be taking place at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock game on Thursday night at Mount Lake Terrace High School. In the game, Snohomish 20 for 44 from the field, just under 50%. Mount Vernon 10 for 29.
Mount Vernon's going to have to play really frantically here in order to try to create some turnovers and get the lead down to 10 by about the 4-minute mark.
With the basketball, Steele Morgan. This is an 8-possession game right now. If you want,
if they're all
right?
threes,
if they're all
that
three
right?
balls,
yeah,
it's an 8-possession game. To make it, put it in numerical terms. Steele Morgan with the basketball. Snohomish taking time. Now it's down to 5 seconds on the 35-second clock. There's a jump shot. Oh, they just worked it so well. Jacob Hamlin, the senior, delivers just by the foul line extended left side with just a couple of ticks on the shot clock. It's now a 57-30 lead for the Panthers. That's really smart execution there. Looks like Leak. Is that Leak going to drop it in from the left side? He is.
That is Leak, and Mount Vernon finally manages to post up. They match him up against the smaller Ty Carlson at 6'1", and Leak finally gets on the board with the strong post up.
Arrington with the ball, goes to the basket. Leak gets a piece of it, then was going to get it back and loses it. Snohomish with the ball, putting up a shot will be Avila, and they end up with the rebound. It's Carlson gets it, throws it out of bounds, and it will be Mount Vernon basketball. Panthers making a couple of changes.
Carlson passed it to his brother. His brother was wide open. Unfortunately, his brother was sitting on the bench while he was wide open, so that's a turnover.
A couple of the bigs in for Snohomish, Wyatt Harris and Colin Kane coming back in, and a 25-point lead, 57-32. Snohomish wants to be playing on Thursday night. Miscommunication as Witt cut towards the basket, and Monroe was going to him. Instead goes over towards somebody sitting in the stands over there. 57-32, 6:35 to go in the fourth quarter.
And here's the trap that we saw earlier that was so effective in the second quarter that gave Snohomish fits. Let's see if they're going to be able to adjust.
Kane goes to the left side. Baird, three ball, bounces off the rim. Morgan ends up, getting it is Hamlin. Drives to the basket, misses on that. And Walzer ends up, they're just getting a lot of bounces going their way too. Monroe with the basketball. He drives in, gets fouled heading to the basket, and is going to be getting two shots. It's just been one of those games too where, and I think because of the aggressiveness, especially at this point where Snohomish is totally in command, they're just out-hustling them.
They have out-hustled them. On the other hand, when they went to that trap, again, settling for the outside shot when they were effective, putting the two bigs back in. Again, Snohomish being effective going inside of the bigs, but they don't seem to want to do that against the trap. And now Monroe at the foul line with the clock stopped, buries a couple, so
he's got
2 points with the clock stopped. So
he's got 8 in the game, 57-34. 23-point lead for Snohomish, biggest at 27. And this time it is Kane doing what Mike was talking about. He finds Harris, and Harris drops it in for 2 points off the glass right side. And Harris now 8 points all in the second half, 59-34. Mount Vernon with the basketball, right side. It is Walzer. He takes it in.
And Mount Vernon playing a little bit frantic. Nice shot by Walzer. That's going to be a foul on
Walzer made the basket too.
Baird made it. Chance again. Clock is stopped. But down at the other end, Snohomish, I like to see what they did. They moved the ball, had a double high post. The ball went to the high post. The other post slid low, and they solved it, got the layup. So let's see if they can do that a couple more times and see what happens with that as Walzer misses once again from the free throw line.
So Walzer gets the first part of it and misses the foul shot. 59-36. Snohomish now, after getting the board into front court, that is Morgan. Morgan drives the basket, goes down right side, finds Wyatt Harris. Around the perimeter, Baird. Avila. Kane, jump shot, foul line just inside of it, and it is good. Kane with 18 points, 61-36. Kane's a big one. There's a shot right there by Miles Witt, rims out, no good. Getting the rebound will be Leak, and Leak missed a shot. Getting the board this time, Morgan goes the other way, Baird. Baird missed an easy one right down on the side, but following is Wyatt Harris, and he puts it in, 63-36, back to a 27-point lead. Morgan goes in. It's stripped away from him by Kane. Kane with the outlet pass. He finds Avila. Now to Harris. Harris has it blocked and knocked out of bounds. Snohomish basketball and a 27-point lead. 4:47 to go in the fourth quarter. Winner plays Edmonds Woodway on Thursday night at Mount Lake Terrace.
Avila should have stopped at the free throw line. He had 2 players. Instead, he went down there and allowed 1 player to guard all 3 of them. Unselfishly passed it up, but the court spacing was not appropriate there, and that led to the block shot. So nevertheless, Snohomish pushing the ball down the floor. We saw Wyatt Harris cleaning up again down there. He's done a good job of it.
Robert Monroe called for a technical foul. That's his 3rd foul, 2nd team. Going to the foul line will be Josh Baird. Baird had 2 3-pointers, big ones, to get things ignited in that 3rd quarter, and goes to the line, 2 shots with the tee, and then Snohomish will have the basketball. He misses the first one, so it stays at a 27-point lead. 4:47 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
And Monroe, obviously, frustrated with the way things are going, and sometimes
He'll
people
make the second one.
say things they
Oh,
shouldn't
yeah,
do.
and it happens.
It
I mean,
happens.
they're competitive. They've worked really hard this year to put together their season against a lot of very good competition in the Western Conference. You look at the rankings of these teams, got a couple in the top 5, and nobody else is slouches either. They come in at 11-11, and they fought hard for those. You do get frustrated, of course.
And Coach Wolfus did the right thing. He's going to set him out for a little while and get somebody else in.
Panthers with the ball. Kane going towards the basket. He gets hacked on the way in. He'll have 2 shots. Chance to get it up to a 30-point lead.
Bad luck that time for Leak, trying to play pretty good defense, but Kane doing the lean-in drew the foul. Kane's had a really, really solid game so far. I imagine at the 4-minute mark you're going to see some wholesale substitutions here if the lead stays at 30.
Kane makes the first foul shot. He has 19 points now, 65-36. 3 team fouls against Mount Vernon. Snohomish with 6, but they have a 29-point lead. There's the next one. It is good. 20 points for Kane. Certainly a leading candidate for our Fox Sports 1380 Skagit State Bank Player of the Game. With the basketball will be Frey. Frey drives in and misses a shot, but Leak is there to follow. Leak now with a total of 6 points in the game. And what'd you see down here?
Well, careless on the inbounds. You must step all the way out of bounds, and when you pass the ball in, you cannot step across. And interesting call. Kane got called for stepping across the line, apparently stepped in, touched, and Kane steals it right back, however, though.
That was ugly.
Everything going Kane's way here. He's looking at the referee.
Literally threw it right to him. Now Snohomish is in front court. The pass this time goes from Morgan to Baird, and Baird hits another 3 ball. He's hit 3 of them in the second half. 69-38 Snohomish by 31 big ones. Mount Vernon in front court. Snohomish is going to empty the bench now. Driving to the basket and spinning one in ever so gently is Chris Bell, who's had trouble with his shooting, and makes it 69-40. Snohomish with the ball in front court. Over on the left side again, Baird. Baird drives the baseline, shut off to Morgan. Morgan with the basketball, dribbles around, looks over to Kane. Kane will now find Avila. Baird drives in, has it come off the rim. Kane with the rebound, can't get it to connect, gets his own rebound, and just muscles it in for 2 more points and a 71-40 lead. Both teams going to clean their benches out, but that's going to be after the timeout, which will be called by the Mount Vernon Bulldogs. Let's keep it right here, Mike. What's that?
Snohomish called the timeout.
Oh, Snohomish called the timeout.
Coach Bone did that so he could get his subs in. He, as I mentioned, right at the 4-minute mark with the lead at 30, he cleared his bench, and time was still running, so he called timeout and allowed both teams to get the substitutions in.
Let's take a look at this right here. Prep Sports Weekly comes your way every Monday night at 5 p.m. on Fox Sports 1380. Make sure to join Sports Director Tom Lafferty, along with Everett Herald writers Aaron Sweeney and David Kruger. This week's special guest will be Mike Colbreeze, Executive Director of the WIAA. He'll talk about the basketball regional draws and the upcoming state tournaments. That's Prep Sports Weekly, Monday at 5 o'clock on Fox Sports 1380. We highly suggest that you check it out, 5 o'clock with Tom, the 2 guys from the Herald, and Mr. Colbreeze, longtime Executive Director, now going in his 3rd decade of doing that for the WIAA. Of course, we'll cover the state tournament March 6th through the 8th at the Tacoma Dome. Mount Vernon with the basketball, getting going after the timeout. Eric Eliason misses a shot. And we have a whistle. Ball came off.
Todd Allen, a senior for Mount Vernon, making his first appearance. Coach Wolfus getting his seniors that have limited playing time in the game to play a little bit here in the district tournament.
Tristan Bach called for the foul.
Well,
71-40, go ahead.
I'll tell you that if I'm in the game, I'm going to foul every time if I'm on defense so you can get the ball back and a chance to score.
Yeah. With the ball is Zach Carlson. Now he will go to a new player in. That's Josh Sjogren. He's a senior. Getting some playing time out there. Hamlin with the ball, left side. Finds Sjogren, misses a shot. Knocked away, and the rebound grabbed by Dave Paulette. Paulette also new into the game. He's a senior for Mount Vernon, so they're getting a lot of players out there. In fact, you look out there, and it looks like reserves out there for the two teams, and that's good for them to get a chance to play in a 31-point lead for Snohomish as Mount Vernon has the ball coming into front court, and certainly we will show these guys as much respect as the rest of them. Carson Lindell driving, goes towards the basket, has that one knocked away, and it will be Snohomish with a good block and defense by Hamlin. Hamlin trying to get a handle on it, and a whistle on a foul from behind by Lindell, who's a sophomore. Yeah, you know, the thing is, too, you have to think about restocking these teams. Snohomish has 11 players on the roster. 9 of them are seniors. The only juniors or underclassmen are Zach Carlson and Colin Kane. Colin Kane is a good one, though.
He is. And Lindell stayed with that good hustle play. Got inside, tried to make the shot, didn't get it back, scrapped, but got called for the foul, but that's okay.
Snohomish with the ball in front court. They're just kind of moving the basketball around right now. Hook shot is going to be no good by Tanner Jones, the senior who's also out there. Mount Vernon with the basketball. They lose it in front court. 1:45 to go in the fourth quarter. 71-40. Snohomish up by 31. They're going to win this one and play Edmonds Woodway coming up on Thursday night. We'll have the Skagit State Bank Player of the Game selection after this one. I'm looking at Colin Kane. He had a big night for the Panthers tonight. The junior did a lot of good things for him. What do you think, Mike?
I totally concur. I thought he was a key early in the game. Got the Panthers off to a good start as we've got some rugby scrum going on out on the floor here with the players playing very, very hard as they would. Some smiles on the faces of the players. Coach Wolfus wanted to call timeout to get us got another sub into the game here. Number, well, I'm not sure who
Ethan
this is.
Simcock.
Okay.
He is listed as number 15 on the JV.
Okay.
They popped him into 34 for the varsity game. So he gets some playing time out there as too. Simcock is a sophomore.
Offensive foul. Yep.
Yeah.
Eric Eliason charging in, attacking the rim, staying very aggressive.
16 foul, his first. And this one's just going to wind down here. We've got a minute and 7 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Snohomish up by 31 points. They've been sitting at that for a while. Panthers in front court. They just moving the ball around, not trying to run up the score. These guys just get an opportunity to pass the ball and get some game time action out there. Zach Carlson with the basketball, showing some fancy dribbling skills to Ty Carlson. And Panthers are going to lose it. 48 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Well, the postgame show sponsored by Cascade Valley Hospital with the Skagit State Bank Player of the Game.
Just 16 fouls on each team, so a very clean game. The physicality, it never really got all that physical.
With the ball is Eliason, and a blocking foul going to be called against Snohomish. So we're going to name Colin Kane Player of the Game, and then also we'll get Len Bone up here too, so Buddy will take care of that. Nice to have Buddy Patrick out here tonight, stopping by on a cameo, and